Tonight is really about conversation. It's about listening, it's about language, it's about action. It's about living more fully, because we each build a relationship with our mortality, with the beautiful fact that the gift of taking a first breath means that we take a last. And so how we make what happens in between matter is important.
The GroundSwell Project is an arts and health organisation, and we use that framework to create cultural and social change around death and dying.
You have to grow a thick skin in this game, you really do. Get used to being okay that there's not a solution for everything, that these conversations bring up a whole lot of deep emotion and not necessarily just sadness or anger. It can be some, hilarious laughter and some quite crude reflections, and that's all okay.
None of us knew how to discuss death, and we skirted around it, and I'm finding that it's taken all these years. I'm beginning to have a discussion with my own daughter about my brother and as a person again. So I guess it's just wanting to know how to start talking about it, because we didn't talk about it in our family, and I think it really was, it really caused a great breakdown in our family structure that we didn't know how to deal with it.
Everybody's pretending everything's okay, even though everybody knows everything's not okay, but no one has the guts to sort of take that first step and say, well, what happens if the treatment doesn't work?
Yes, of course I don't dismiss that it's sad and it's whatever, but we have to do it because we're not doing our job well. We put millions into research and millions into technical development, but to be able to sit with people and hold that sadness and talk about the fact that whether it's your child or your mother or your father or your wife that they're dying, that's the ultimate respect I think you pay to patients.
Granny's not there, and when they ask where she is, someone says, oh, well, we lost Granny. What does that mean? To a 6-year-old, what does that mean? We've got to learn to start naming death, naming it as it is, and to start thinking and talking openly with children about what death means.
For me, when I was dealing with children who were dying, the thing that they would come to you can't, like almost an adult really, it's the same sort of thing. If they want to talk to you, they talk to you. Listening's the most important thing, even for a child.
So people won't approach somebody who's dying because they're scared of saying the wrong thing or upsetting them, or they're not knowing what to say. And they lose that wonderful opportunity of being able to say all the things they wanted to say to somebody when they were alive. From my heart, I felt very much that I just wanted to be with the person to let them know that they weren't alone. And also that it was okay to let go.
I didn't know they were going off to go Thai, but they told me that I was their hero, and that was their farewell message. And I've got that forever. That's their gift.
All 4 kids, I'm the youngest of 4 children, and we all wanted to be part of doing the eulogy. And we decided, rather than sort of talk together and plan who says what, we all just wanted to share our own stories and memories of Dad. Even if we said exactly the same thing, to us it didn't really matter. We wanted to share from our hearts our memories of him. It was really fitting for me a few years later when Dad died that my family walked in his coffin into the funeral. We decided to wheel the coffin into the church, and in the background was playing the recording of Memories of the Alhambra. Really special moment for us all.
What is the dying landscape and the after-death care landscape in your community? Who are your funeral directors? Who are they owned by? Are they family owned? Where are your burial spaces? Are there any natural burial sites?
Have you talked to them about the things what they want for their funeral, what type of music they want, and that kind of thing? And I think it's kind of making it okay, helping people see that there is a different way to be around this, which is helpful rather than, and based on the needs of the dying person rather than the fears of the people who are left behind.
And I'm going to have to sort of have these discussions soon because my parents are elderly now, and I really want to be able to have a really valuable discussion with them about death and take death back a little bit.
It's important that we have conversations, but let's see if those conversations can lead to meaningful action in our lives.
So really, I'm just encouraging you to be absolutely fully who you are, with what you speak, with what you connect to what you understand and what your family and community might be up for this Thursday, the 8th of August.
My colleague Kim and I and a couple of others, we're running a death cafe on the Central Coast on Dying to Know Day, and with the use of the book tonight, we've just thought that we might use that as a catalyst for discussion.
I must admit it has inspired me. It's been great to listen to speakers, and I'll probably start small, but in my community maybe I'm going to sort of start a few discussions in my own family first, and then maybe take it bigger next year with an event.
A lot of our staff have the books. We have the red version because we've had them for a couple of years. What I'm thinking of is scanning some of the images, putting them on any emails I send that week and say, this is Dying to Know Week. I know it's a day, but try and, take the opportunity and at least have those as my, signature card at the end of my emails.
For me, more than likely it will be social media, me going post crazy on the day. So finding things which are relevant, whether it be excerpts from films, whether it be songs, really popular songs from funerals, that kind of thing, that it'll get the topic being discussed.
And it's not about the medical profession imposing something on the community in a language that they don't understand. It's about the community taking back control.
I hope that you feel enlivened, engaged, inspired and a little bit more literate and ready to either continue the fantastic work that you're already doing or to really be a force for change in your communities in the most idiosyncratic and creative way that you can think, because I believe that death has a very bright future.